Hello, welcome to the channel. I can't go a day at the moment without hearing about AI and the dangers of AI and how AI is going to replace artists. And recently there was a story about, I think it was Dungeons and Dragons, right? It's one of the artists that used AI to help or enhance his work. And so it's a hot topic at the moment. So what I thought I would do is I would take some classic scenes from some classic sci-fi novels and I would ask AI to illustrate them, render them, to visualize them for me, and let's just see how it does. I'm going to be using Bing AI because it is free. I had my journey for a while and I was just like, you know what? I don't need to be paying for this. The Bing one is okay. So that's what we're going to be using. And we're going to start with one of the most famous images in all science fiction, which is Arthur C. Clarke's Star Child. And we're going to go about it in two different ways. We're going to use a line from the novel describing it, and then we're just going to, for the second one, we're just going to sort of ask it to make that thing. Like, I'm going to say, do the Star Child from 2001 and see if that's any better. So we'll start straight off just with a line from the novel. So here's the line. In an empty room, floating amid the fires of a double star 20,000 light years from Earth, a baby opened its eyes. So let's just give it that. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, wow, that's really cool. I mean, it is just a sort of baby in space, but that's kind of what Clark describes, so I'm absolutely okay with that. It definitely doesn't look like the rendering from Stanley Kubrick's movie, but it's pretty exciting. And you know what's weird is that AI couldn't do fingers and toes before, and now it seems to be doing that quite well. So that has come along a long way. Okay, let's try something else. Let's just ask it to do the Star Child from 2001 in a modern sci-fi art style. It's probably more closely going to represent what other artists have done. Except no, that's completely messed it up this time. It's not actually gonna do that. It's just gonna come up with some weird sci-fi concept. So I guess that's interesting, but not quite what we were after. The first one was definitely much closer. All right, the next one. What I wanted to do, the Foundation series. I don't know if you've read that by Isaac Asimov, but one of the things that I always loved was the elevators that kind of basically go up and down into space from the spaceport. And just visually, I just always liked that idea. And there's a line in the novel where the character describes what that is. So I'm just going to paste that line in there, and we're going to see how well Bing AI does at generating it. Okay, so I mean, yeah, definitely it knows that we're in science fiction land. We have a sort of city. We have these elevator cabs that are sort of descending on what look like cables, but we don't have that kind of image that we want. This one actually is a little bit closer. If you imagine this is the sort of spaceport and stepping down into the city. But let's give it a go at describing it ourselves and see if it does a better job. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. Definitely futuristic city. Definitely a shaft without a cab. Definitely rises up into the sky. I'm actually pretty happy with that one. It's not quite doing it as it sort of is in my head. I guess it's not as I guess the image in my head is kind of a more unrealistic structure, to be honest. But the ones that it's come up with here um, are pretty cool. Okay, so for the next one, we're gonna go War of the Worlds. We need some rendering of some Martians, I feel. And for this one, I've got a description from the novel, and it's crazy. So I think this is going to be quite a fun one. So it's basically the description is body consisting of a disembodied head nearly 4 foot across, having two eyes, a V-shaped beak-like mouth, and two branches, each of 8 almost whip-like tentacles grouped around the mouth. That sounds so crazy. Let's see what it does. Oh boy. That is some. That's so crazy. It definitely hasn't got the. I mean, these are horrible. Um, these are horrible, but it's definitely. I definitely don't feel like they're quite right. But that's the thing. I mean, do you know what? To be fair, my conclusion here is that I'm not sure whether I'm. I think you can sense from my tone I'm slightly disappointed, but I'm not sure I'm disappointed by the limitations of AI or if it's just that there is inevitably a sort of discrepancy between what you imagine in your head when you're reading a book and the thing on the page. I'm not sure. Having said that, you know, the the gravitic lifts were pretty cool, and you know what? This, I mean, the Star Baby. Let's be honest, the Star Baby was pretty fantastic and kind of exactly what you would imagine it to be. So that was pretty nice. So yeah, I don't know. Was this fun? This maybe if you enjoyed this and you would like to see more sci-fi scenes rendered in AI, let me know. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from this channel. This is a channel about science fiction and about writing and about my writing journey. So if you're interested in those things, do subscribe, and I will see you next time.